You can see it's recording the flashing red.
Oh, yeah, the flashing red tells you.
But it doesn't wink.
No, it is winking. It's like,
Hi, Portwood.
hi. Bye.
Hey guys.
Hey
going
guys,
on?
it is
How you
Scotch
doing?
for Dummies.
4 guys in the Scotch journey to help you with your next Scotch purchase.
Today, we're going to journey to Dalmore.
Hello,
I
lover.
love
Do we
Dalmore.
have we ever tried a Dalmore?
We've tried several Dalmores.
Yes.
This
Did we like
one, however,
Yes.
I like
corrects
this one.
a problem that everybody complains about Dalmore. They're only 40% ABV. Why won't they release higher ABV whiskeys, right?
Dun,
So,
dun, dun.
here's the deal. We went to the Vine and Table Whiskey Expo, and they had a new expression from the Dalmore, which we had not tried. And we're super excited to get a taste of there, and we brought a little bit home with us. So it's the Dalmore Port Wood. The nice thing about this is not the cork.
It's got the stag. No, it's got the stag.
Well, it does have the stag.
This is the cork.
This expression of Dalmore is bottled at 46.5 ABV.
I'm
Awesome.
loving it.
I'm not sure there's enough for
I would
Shawn.
say that whatever.
Sean Bohr.
I would say that we're automatically I'm super excited to see that
Right.
they've done this, right? Because that is one of everybody's criticisms is that they don't have anything higher ABV. It's all 40%. It is an AS bottling. They do this in American White Oak, and then they put it into tawny port pipes from Graham's, right? Graham's
They're
port.
WH Graham,
Porthouse,
yeah.
We
So
have,
big.
Coin 72 night, by the
Yeah,
way.
in honor of 46% ABV, we're using coin number 72.
I don't know what that meant.
All right. Now, because it is Dalmore, I'm sure there's coloring involved, right?
Yeah, of course there is.
Unfortunately, what I did look, that's what I'm looking for right now, you guys. So, because it was at 46.5, they could have got away with
Non-chill filter.
right.
Without
non-chill, right.
But
And
did they?
no, it appears that there's no mention of it, so we have to assume that they did chill filter.
I'm guessing that they're just really good at it.
They're good.
right now.
I mean, it's part of the
But-
process. They just
I was gonna say
Here's
they
the
probably why go out of their way? It's just chill filtering is part of the process at Dalmore. It is what it is.
If you've watched our videos, we really judge Dalmore and every whiskey on their actual flavor.
Yep.
You know, so we're going to assume that it's, obviously it's colored, looks like it's chill filtered, but it is a higher ABV, and we've got port going on. So I'm actually really excited to get a nose on this.
Hello.
So I initially I'm getting just maltiness, but if
Oh,
you
it's poured in there.
if you dig down in there,
No,
you
I
start
can
to get
smell
some of the port. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like that dark tea and like super rich dried fruit
Yeah,
character. that
yeah,
I-
like plums. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
definitely getting.
A little
Like-
fruitcake almost.
Boy, it smells rich.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
Toffee-
getting better as it sits in the
Toffee
glass.
fruitcake with some, almost like peanut brittle almost.
I'll tell you something else that's nice that I don't
Leftover from
normally
last year's
get with
school.
Dalmore is there's a little bit of alcohol burn on that.
Cheers.
What did you say? I don't want
He's-
to know.
He
I
said
got it.
peanut brittle, and I said leftover from last year's school drive. It's a little quote from
I think we
Wildcat.
gotta start throwing more movie quotes in our reviews, boys. Can you do that?
I love the nose on this. The palate maybe isn't the best, but I may take a sip or two to get there. But the nose, just that those deep fruits. Oh,
You know, it's funny because the front palate isn't nearly as flavorful as I thought it would be.
Mhm.
It's all in the mid and back. You gotta let it wash over,
Oh, the front's pretty nice though. Ooh, haha.
right?
Yeah. Wow, it does open up.
whoa!
Oh,
I gotta be honest. I thought the front up front it was really peppery.
Now I'm getting a little bit
I had a
more.
lot of pepper on my lip
It's
and my
there.
front tongue.
But that boy, you're right though. That mid finish, it's like a wasabi. It's like rushes you with
Yeah.
that wood and port
Yeah.
and rubbiness. And,
But now I'm getting more
pepper.
like a brown sugar, and there's those malt undertones underneath there. But the
Pull
port
us-
character is definitely there.
Nice. I like your move, Drew.
left-handed too.
It's because you're left-handed. He's not.
Yeah, I'm getting that tea and chocolate. I don't know if that's a casking, a darkness. Darkness.
I,
Blouses.
I do get the tea.
There's a lot. You're right. But like tea is definitely in there.
It's got like that tannic drying quality that you get sometimes.
I got grapes too, like
Yeah, I was gonna mention that.
white grapes.
I'm not getting as much out of here as I would have expected. I'm not getting as much of the tawny port.
Water. I think the
as
water
I
is
would.
really going to open it up.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I think you're absolutely right.
I
Which
agree.
I'm excited about because honestly, there hasn't been a Dalmore that we've been able to do that with, right?
Right.
I mean,
Not legit.
legit. We put it on there on all of them just to keep standard, But at 40%, you hate to put water on it, really. This
man.
coming in at 46.5, it really lets us play with this a little bit more.
I do get the alcohol on there.
Oh, I do.
You know what I mean?
Maybe that's the pepper that I was talking up front was more of an alcohol burn, but
You're just not used to it in Dalmore, right?
It's like that front palate. It's kind of like a stale sugar. It's kind of like not sweet, but I don't know how to describe that.
I don't know. I don't get a whole lot on my front palate.
It's there though, but it's like watered down soda, like stale sweet. But then it opens up in the mid palate as it rolls
Well,
back
look
in
at
your
this.
tongue. It really opens up with that fruitcake port and then the
Interesting.
nice smoky peaty finish.
I'll tell you what. That water is going to open it up. I can
I
smell it
know
already.
it
I'm going to let it
I'm
sit
gonna
there
let
for a
it sit
second.
for a minute because it needs to. But I already got, when I hit it with the water, my initial nosing, I got pepper, I got grape leaves. Like it did some interesting stuff too.
What's the price point on this again?
This
Did
is
we talk about
so depending on where you look for it, it's between $90 and $130. It's kind of all over the place.
So
Depending
let's-
on where you
so
buy it.
Call 110.
I've probably 110 is probably a fair average.
Is it fair to compare this to the Dalmore cigar malt then? Because that's an NAS as well.
Yeah.
That's an expensive NAS though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
That's
more
like
than
a
that.
$1.50.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
higher.
$130 to $150, I think.
Red case, right?
Yep.
So this is a non-age
Yeah.
statement on it.
So I mean, it is in
Water hasn't
the
really
fact
touched
that
the
it
nose.
does have, it's an NAS, coloring, non-chill filtering. Like that's kind of standard issue Dalmore.
Yeah, I'm
You
not,
know what I
I'm not
mean?
liking this as much as I thought I would.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it's fairly flat. The water doesn't help the nose by any means,
I was completely wrong. The water didn't do anything for it.
and
Maybe it needs more.
it doesn't have enough punch of those fruits. I mean, at 46% ABV, you should get a fair punch of those fruits in there. And
See, man, with the water, I get all kinds of stuff on there.
man,
I've got currants and raisins. That tea shines through. I got more of the brown sugar. There's a little bit of honey.
I get malt.
Which is good. Like the malt.
And man, I'm not getting those fruits like you are.
Really?
I love those fruits too. That's what's so, that's
How
what's
you're
so
missing that.
disappointing. Maybe it's just a bad night.
It happens.
Yep.
There's apple.
I can't put more water on there.
Red apples in there now.
What kind of apple? Like a Fuji? Maybe Red
Pink
Delicious?
lady.
Oh, dang, you gonna go
Maybe
there?
a honey crisp.
No, ain't no Honey
No,
Crisp.
there's no Honey
Ain't
Crisp.
no Honey
Red
Crisp in
Delicious.
there. Red Delicious.
Can't afford to put
I always
honey
thought
crisp
that was
in there.
subjective. I'm gonna name it Red Delicious. That's a bunch of hogwash. I'll be the judge
That is
of
my
that.
least favorite apple.
Yes.
Fuji's my favorite.
I do like a nice Fuji.
I'm a Honey Crisp guy.
I don't know, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little. I thought the water was gonna do more for it, but it really, for me, it hasn't done. It's about the same. Maybe a little lighter. The nose feels like it's the same.
I was able to get to more of the that brown sugar sweetness
Yeah.
when the water was on there, but I still get all of the tawny port character that I was looking for.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Go for it.
Do it,
Good, that gives me time.
All right. So
right?
I'm gonna go ahead and throw the number out there. I'm gonna give this a 2, and I think let me explain why. It is not the rich fruits that I was expecting, but when as you discuss the kind of port it is, it's a tawny port. It's not that rich dark ruby fruit. It is a drier port that doesn't have as much of that potency that I was expecting. So now that I go back and think about it, I can maybe get some of those port characteristics out of there, but it's not what I was expecting for $100, and it doesn't have that kind of wheelhouse quality that I like with those deeper fruits. I get nice maltiness. I get good mouth. The mouthfeel is a little bit drying, maybe a little bit of dark chocolate, but I'm just this is not a great glass for me. I will drink this. If somebody pours it, I will enjoy it. But it's not something that I think I would pay $100 to put on my bar. So I'm going to give it a 2 because it's a fair Scotch, but it's a little bit overpriced for what I'm getting. Yep. No.
One more last.
Let them think.
And
Ponder.
Sam.
Go.
So, I think it's an okay Scotch. I mean, I don't mind it, but it's, to your point, it's not something I'm gonna go, what am I drinking tonight? I'm gonna go pour that one. That sounds really good. It doesn't really. I mean, it's a sweet Scotch, not like overly sweet, but semi-sweet, pruny, figgy, fruitcake kind of going on. It's got a nice pepper finish. Almost a hint of smoke because of the pepper, I think. The front palate, like I said earlier, was stale sweet, rolls into kind of a more maltier palate. But other than that, it's not like overwhelming good for me. I think it's above average Scotch. I think if I remember correctly, the cigar malt was better, and it's very similar to that, but like a tamed down version of that, I think. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think it's particular to your wheelhouse. What you're really liking about this when you try to match up what you're getting out of all the flavors and the smell and everything else, and you try to marry it up to the price and is it worth it or not. This one's kind of a hard one because it really depends on your wheelhouse. If you're into the kind of portwood finish, I think it's probably a decent Scotch for you, and it might be worth the price. For me, I'm not going to buy it for that. I think it's worth less than what the price is for me personally. I'm going to give it a 2.5 because I think it's better than a 2. But I'm going to ding it because of the price. So I'm going to go 2.5 versus a 3. So there you go.
Fair enough. My thoughts on this bottle are, it's an NAS, and I wish they would have let it just sit in the barrel a little longer. Because I think that's what it's missing, right? I get a lot of the port character in here that Andrew just didn't pick up. But I was looking for a tawny and not a ruby port. Mm-hmm. And to me, when I'm thinking tawny, I'm thinking it does give that drying quality and
it's got that
black tea, that tannic finish. And I get all of that stuff, and I get the figs and the plums and the dried currant and raisin.
I got that.
Like all of that's there, but it's not heavy influence.
It's not heavy,
right? It's very. I almost want to say superficial, right?
Yeah.
And I almost wonder if they bottled it at a higher ABV just to try and get a little bit more of that flavor profile packed in there, right?
It, yeah.
Right.
But I think if they would have just left it in the barrel for just a little bit longer, that it would have married up. Because to me, the ABV and the flavor profile are just a tad disjointed. Yeah. And I think that may be what's throwing it off for you.
Could be.
I enjoy this Scotch. $100. I mean, there's a lot of good Scotches out there for $100, right? And I understand what Dalmore's trying to do, and I want to give them, props for going above 40 ABV. Like, I like that part. And I enjoyed the finish. I thought that there was good flavor. Like I said, it's a little disjointed. It's not exactly what I want, but I agree with Drew. If that's what your wheelhouse is, if you like those port finishes, I think this one's worth trying. Maybe try it at a bar if you can find it, just to see if you like it. I'm going to go 2.5 as well. I think it's an above-average glass. They didn't hit it out of the park, but they did a good job.
They didn't hit it out of the park. I'm not happy with it. I'll give them lucky that they even got a base hit on it. I'm more in line with you, and so I have had higher expectations, I think, and maybe that's my fault for coming in because I really am a Dalmore fan. There's been some Dalmores that just fall in love with. I mean, let's go back and look at the reel. There's some other ones we've been through. This one, the flavor, the nose and the flavor feels forced. Like it's not. It's almost an artificial to me. I mean, number one, I got to really search for it, and I will give it a little bit of credit. When I take that coin off and I sniff it and go back again and let it air out a little bit, I finally start to get in there and to get some light nose and everything, and then it's gone. Yeah. The nose, the palate, it's just pepper up front to like artificial berry flavoring to me, and it's not. Wow. It's not even. And you want me to
see his point,
but you want me to spend $100 on an NAS for that? I'm not doing it, guys. There are so many scotches out there that I can get for $100 that I absolutely love.
Yep.
I hate to go below a 2, But I think there's better Dalmores than this out there for less money.
For sure.
I mean, I agree. With that being said, love the fact that it's 46.5. Absolutely, Dalmore. Good job there. It's about time you guys lifted those ABVs. I wish you'd do it some more. But aside from that, that's the only thing I really like about this expression. I'm not spending $100 on this. I guarantee you that. So I'm gonna give it a 1.5, and I hate doing that. I hate being the Scotch whore that comes in below everybody else. But I'm trying. I'm trying.
I really, honestly, it's like we're drinking two different glasses because I don't get anything that you just said.
we're off base, dude.
In fact, I'm gonna pour myself a little bit more.
That's how right by you,
right
brother.
ahead.
Man,
I'm gonna hit that.
Well,
I didn't think it was that bad.
It's probably better
not.
neat.
I think honestly, there's pretty good conversations going on here. I think personally, it really boils down to our whole thing is price versus taste and the whole packet, the balance, right? And I think this one is kind of a unique wheelhouse situation for you. I think, like you said, Mark, there's plenty of good scotches out there for that price. This one is going for that sweet port nose type person, right? Somebody really wants.
Sure, and that's probably where it's my bad. I'm coming in, looking at this, hearing what it is, 46, and I want a little bit more sherry. And I ain't gonna get sherry because that ain't what it is, right? It's important.
You're gonna search long and hard.
Exactly, and so I'm saying I'm sure my bias is coming in there, but it's just not.
More taste of that one. It's fresh.
Fresh and neat.
Fresh and neat. I think it's better than what you're giving it. Same?
Pepper. So if you like black pepper, you can give it a 2. I'm gonna stick it at 1.5.
All right, guys.
I like black pepper, but I mean,
So,
All right, I can't do the math on that.
What'd you do?
2.
I did
2.5.
2.5.
1.5.
1.5. So 2.125.
Yeah, probably.
1.675.
There you go, guys. Unique, different ideas going on here, different opinions.
This will be a good one on the live show.
Love to see what you guys think about this. If you've had it, please comment below. Let us know what you think about it. We are live every Thursday. Please hit the like, the subscribe button.
Hit the notification so you know when we go live.
Absolutely.
Because who wouldn't want to know that?
I'm telling you, it's
Every
a good time.
Thursday.
Hey guys,
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Awesome.